I'm going to share with you a list of stocks that are very good candidates for smaller accounts, because when you start with a small account in options trading, you can afford to trade stocks like Netflix, Tesla, Apple and all those very expensive stocks. That's why in this video I wanted to share with you a list of stocks and ETFs that are liquid and cheaper so you can place trade with smaller capital requirements. And if at any point you find this video helpful or interesting, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. That really be the best support you can give me and I really appreciate it. And when I started options trading and I had a smaller account than I have now, it was very hard for me to find stocks and ETFs that allowed me to place trades on them without putting myself too much in danger. Because the problem is, if you place trades with very big capital requirements, you could find yourself in a lot of trouble very quickly if the stock happened to go against you. And that's why after a while, after having burned my account on very expensive stocks, I started building a watch list of cheap liquid stocks and ETFs that I could trade over and over, that I knew were liquid and that I knew where the capital requirements were not as big as the capital requirements for Netflix, Apple and all those big stocks. Because the problem is, if you have for example a $2,000 account and you want to place a strangle on Amazon, first of all the capital requirement is so huge that I'm not even sure that you will be able to place a strangle on Amazon. And even if you could, if the stock were going against you, your whole account could be wiped out just in a single move. That's why it's so important when you trade stocks or ETFs, regardless of what you trade, that the underlying that you're choosing are really fitting the capital that you have. And that's why for small accounts or for newcomers, it can be very hard to know what stocks or what ETFs should you trade, because you're very tempted to go for the most known stocks such as the ones that I've said before. And without waiting, you'll find in the description of the video a link where you'll be able to download a watch list that I'm talking about right now, and I'm gonna walk you through that watch list so you understand which type of stocks and ETFs they are in this watch list and how you can basically trade them. And the first thing that you need to understand about this watch list is that pretty much all the stocks and ETFs that are in there are very liquid, and liquidity is super important. If there is no liquidity, there is no point in even thinking about trading the stock or the options that you're looking at, because the problem is not necessarily to get in, but it's more to get out with your profits. And if you can't get out with your profit and you have to give back all of the profits so as to find liquidity when you want to get out of a trade, well, it's gonna be pretty annoying and you'll have wasted a lot of time and a lot of money on this type of trade. And to really make sure that you trade liquid options, you should always try to check the open interest when you're willing to trade a certain option on a certain stock, so you can make sure that there is enough liquidity for you to get in but also to get out. And in this watch list you can see that there is a bit of everything in terms of stocks or ETFs, and that's a very good thing. There's a lot of ETFs in there that I've gathered, and you can see that they are very cheap. And ETFs are very cool because they allow you to target the whole industries rather than individual stocks. And if we look at for example XLK, which targets the technology industry in the US, you can see that the major holdings are like Apple and Nvidia, Visa, MasterCard, and all of this is gathered under one ETF. And that's why I really like to trade ETFs, and at least with this type of product you don't have the risk that the stock is going to go to zero overnight. So that can be a very reassuring thing, for example if you trade undefined risk trades. And you can see that most of the stocks and ETFs in this watch list are under $50, which is a very cool thing for small accounts, and that personally helped me a lot when I was starting, because at least I didn't have huge capital requirements when I was placing trade, and that's something that really helped me. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make a quick video where I can show you my watch list and give it to you. I hope it will be useful, especially for those who have very small accounts. I'm sure that it will help you a lot. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to comment it below. I wish you all the best and I'll see you in the next video.